Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the A2Podcast. Woo!
Uh,
Don't
Uh,
get too excited.
my name is Soren, the captain of Assault and Pepper, and here I'm joined by my three team members. Who would who would like to introduce themselves first?
I
I'll do
suppose.
it.
Oh shoot.
No, me. I am Nee, also known as 17 Rats. I maybe I'm co-captain. I don't really know. I don't really do anything anymore, but I used to captain before Soren did a better job than me. I'm also the resident brush rat.
Ooh, very
I see,
cool.
I see.
I guess I will go second. I'm Cyren. I'm the resident extrovert and rapid player slash support player on the team. And you probably know me from yelling at you in help desk or any other tournament related business that isn't assault and pepper necessarily. So I'm out there.
Uh, I'm Jeff, I guess. Um, I play bucket. That's about it. I'm just a guy. And yeah.
Wow.
Ah,
Yeah.
Just a guy.
Wow.
Just a little guy.
so we've all had our introductions. Um, how long or one common thing a lot of people know about us is that we've been around for a while,
Too
but
long.
very long. But some of us longer than others. How long have you guys been on the team respect yeah.
I guess I'll start because I've been on the team the longest technically. It's been I joined like when A2P was more of a casual group, I joined then. But in terms of like how long this team has been competitive, I've been competing with Assault and Pepper for what 6, 7 years now. Yeah, actually 7 or 8. Yeah, it was like 2019 was our first debut tourney. So been a while for me at least.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What about
It's
you, Jeff?
it's been a while for me too. I joined sort of a little bit after me. Um, but yeah, it's been like what 7 years, which is far too long. Um, but yeah.
Ouch. Technically, I'm the newest Pepper. I've been on the team since early 2021, so we just passed about 4 years on the team with me.
I'm the middle child. I think I joined the fall of 2020, so I think we're about to come up on 5 years for me, which is like a lot. Yeesh.
Old.
Pretty old.
Been a hot minute.
Um, I guess we could go more in depth into the our two longer standing players. You guys have played with a variety of people. Do you think you remember everyone who's been a part of the history?
I can probably remember most people. I hope,
Well,
but
you have Jeff to help you, so you too. I hope. Let's see.
There's been like
uh,
15 people on this team.
yeah. I mean, like towards the beginning, like I mentioned before, we started as more of a casual group, so there's a ton of people that have fallen through the cracks from that point in time. But in terms of the people who like joined, willing to like try competitive and really work on it, there's me and
Well,
Jeff, obviously.
JPEG created the team.
Yeah, JPEG was the first person. He created the team with a friend. Um, so he was the founder, and then out of the people that are still around that were once on the team, but still active in the server and stuff, there's me, Jeff, JPEG, Dan Man IV, Lyle, Will, uh, Pip, aka Green Peas, Baggy, Pop, Pear. I think that's really everyone early on, and then later on King was on the team. And I
I don't
think
know I
that's
don't remember how
really.
long that was for. It's probably like
I was
a few
like
months, a year,
about a year, I feel
maybe.
like.
Yeah.
But those are the main people that are still around or that we keep in touch with nowadays. All of them have at least like played a tourney or something at some point.
Hmm.
So we kind of had a really big roster, and then of course there's Soren and Cyren, but
Hi.
a
The
big
cursed
roster
middle
over the
children.
years. Yeah.
Hmm. Um.
It's kind of crazy to think about how many people there actually were, but it definitely narrowed down over time.
Hmm. I guess since you guys knew the founder, was there any particular reason why our name is our name?
Um, I vividly remember JPEG mentioning to me that him and his friend, like, they literally just had a chat where, like, they were shooting random name ideas for, like, at least an hour, and then Assault and Pepper was just one of the names that came up that they both liked. There's not really a
Oh,
huge
I feel like that's like the straight person equivalent to making up drag names.
interesting story behind it, but I think it's a cute name.
Yeah.
JPEG sent me because I asked him about why he picked that name, and there wasn't really a super profound reason, but I think it has a charm to it.
Yeah. Mm, so I guess we could go towards. Let's go a little bit back in time to S2 because that was when the four of us started playing.
The worst game
Yeah.
ever made.
Okay.
So for the longest time, our roster consisted of just me, Nee, and Jeff. Um, and then once we picked up Cyren, we started playing more events. Um, any changes you think about now that you'd wish for back then, like a weapon or like a how we handled some things, anything like that? Open to
Hmm.
anyone?
Uh,
Probably not me.
for me, at least, it was a little frustrating just because like during Splatoon 2, just because I feel like I only play Inkbrush and like sometimes Octobrush in the right mood. And a lot of the meta, especially towards like late game Splatoon 2, which I uh like to call dead horse meta, uh it was really hard for me at least, like as like ink armor and stuff that like takes a whole other swipe like to get a kill off of with brush, and like that was really frustrating. So honestly, overall, I just kind of wish that either I like branched out into more weapons sooner with armor or like long range threats better, because at least in my memory, I feel like that's what always frustrated me the most was like, you know, the jet in the back farming missiles and then like the armor guy like constantly shitting out armor. Just made it hard for me as a player to feel like I could contribute very much. But
Mm.
I mean, overall, I just wish the meta in Splatoon 2 was a little kinder to less to like more niche weapons overall. But It's probably not like a super profound perspective. It's just kind of what I remember the most. It's just like not having like those kinds of options that other people had as much.
I think back, and I really did miss the weird maps, because when everything was like your entry path is basically always going to be missile armor. I think that's when the game wasn't as kind to us. Like stuff
Yeah.
like Cyren mentions it all the time, but Skipper Pavilion was like a good map for us just off the fact that like it wasn't like so like cut and dry what you could do.
Yeah.
Because the way our style of comp was very aggressive short range, and
Yeah.
that would have been a lot nicer if I were to petition to like play Skipper or like hell even like someone like Black Belly.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I mean, it's no secret that I very famously hate pretty much every map in all three games, with very few exceptions. But the the maps that we performed well on in Splatoon 2 especially seemed like a very like small set of maps. 'Cause I feel like a lot of the maps in Splatoon 2 like really favored like either super stall, which we didn't really do, or like hyper rush, like fighting all the time, like stuff like Starfish, where you're kind of just forced into fights, which I feel like most of my memories of like having a hard time in Splatoon 2 or on Starfish, to be honest. I don't know if that's just me, but
Starfish gotta be like one of the worst maps of all time.
I remember a lot
I
of
feel like
Starfish TC games going sour.
That
yeah.
map is something else. Um, I wish they kept Baller good by the end of S2. It was so bad by the end. It just died instantly whenever you used it. I know it was like broken at the beginning, and I mean, it was good for like a couple of years, but then eventually it just died off because they kept nerfing it every single patch.
Yeah, I got off lucky with that because I had the fast baller, so it like wasn't quite as useless.
Yeah, you had the only good
But
Baller weapon in the
even
game.
yeah, I still
Like,
felt a little bit of a difference though, to be honest.
yeah,
I
But
think
maybe that was just the meta shifting.
for me personally, looking at like the changes across every Splatoon game, I look at something like main power up and I go, I don't really know why they added this and why they added it so late into the game, because it changes it changes everything when you add something like that just makes other weapons potentially kill faster or do other things that they couldn't do before. And I think you can kind of accomplish that with patches, but when you add something like that, it kind of limits your ability to express your gear in other ways, because now you're trying to make it so that things are playable in different cooler ways, but it kind of does the opposite. And I feel like that's a positive change across Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3, is you just don't really see that kind of thing as dramatically as you did before. Like intensify action is one thing, but damage up in Splatoon 1 and main power up in Splatoon 2 was like the roughest thing I think that could have happened to our comps, especially because I don't think we really played anything that benefited hugely off of that. Um, Aside from that, I've kind of gone with the flow with the meta. I feel like out of everyone, my position has maybe transformed the most on the team. Even if it's still just junior from game to game, it's played entirely differently. So that has ultimately changed what I've done with the team.
Mm-hmm. I got.
Dude, I forgot about main power up. I kind of blocked it out of my mind. Now I'm mad. I hated that.
I
It's
also
so
forgot about
bad.
it, but yeah,
I
I
think
think I think the peak was when it's, what was it? It's like 2021. The meta was like two H3s, Umbrella, and a Kansadoli, and that was fun.
I don't know what place you blacked out in and had that meta come into your brain, but what? I don't remember this.
That was a real meta.
I wasn't around
Or
when
like,
the.
maybe not two H3s, but at least one H3, and then maybe you had like a ballpoint or something.
I was saying 21. It was all about Zap and Zap only.
Okay, maybe it was like
Dude.
2020. I don't remember. Yeah, I remember
I
that
miss
that meta
Umbrella.
existed though.
Hmm.
I like vaguely remember something like it, but I don't know if it was meta or if I just saw it once or twice.
It was good for a few months. The H3 Brella. That was a fun one.
I think
I remember Brella's.
one thing we may have glazed over a little bit in our beginning and our introductions is more so our backgrounds prior to A2P. I don't know if anyone has like a big extensive background, especially on like the right side of this table. I don't know if like I really should know if you have history before this team, but I actually don't. So, would you care to explain if that is a thing?
For me at least, it really isn't. I dipped my toes into wanting to join like competitive Splatoon during like Splatoon 1, but I never really like actually dipped my toes into it. I was just kind of like, ooh, that sounds cool, but like I don't really know how to get involved. But after like watching like more competitive games and like trying to get better at the game just on my own, I just kind of stumbled into Assault and Pepper as like my first team, and I don't know, I like playing with my friends, so I've just been playing with the people that I like enough to have on this team. So that's really all I have.
Judge?
I was like 12 or 13, and then had a lot of time. Basically, I started playing. I was literally like in like fucking I was like 6th or 7th grade.
My.
It was 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade. I got a Switch like a month after it came out, like near launch. And then Splatoon 2 came out. I bought it because some other people I knew online were gonna get it, so I played with them a tiny bit. Then I was like, okay, I want to play with other people. So then I joined like there's the fucking Splatoon Reddit Discord.
Yeah, or
Uh-oh.
And
Splatoon.
that's how I found these people. So
These
We're all
people.
just a bunch of smelly Redditors.
Yeah, I still remember the exact leak session in
oh
Splatoon
yeah,
2.
I played with Leon, and then we did
Yeah.
this like we did this stupid like gear synchronization. We wore the what is it, the birded corduroy jacket, because it looks like it says like bitch on the back or whatever. I have a very vivid memory of this.
Yeah,
And
I
then
was gonna say.
Leon
Oh, go
liked
on,
me,
go
so he
on.
invited me into like this group, and that's how it kind of came to be.
Yeah, um, this is probably something I should have mentioned earlier, but I didn't really like get a chance to. A lot of Assault and Pepper, early Assault and Pepper at least, we all met each other either through our Splatoon, um, like the Discord server, or we had a breakout server from our Splatoon where it's just like the people that were active in there that were friends like kind of had their own server based off of it. Um, and that's where like a lot of the early Peppers sort of met each other, either through our Splatoon or through being invited to the breakout server. So I met Jeff through a mutual friend, and then I still remember the exact league session, where like I asked Jeff to join the team. It was like, oh, I can't
I
remember the
don't.
name of it. That one like super water heavy map in Splatoon 2, like the really wide one that was like Diet Mahi Mahi.
Albacore.
Yeah, Albacore. I remember we were playing that exact map. I think it was Albacore Zones or TC. And then it was you, me, and Axby, who was JPEG's old friend that I mentioned earlier. Um, and during that session, we did really well. Like we won almost everyone. I was like, Jeff, do you want to like join us Salt and Pepper? And you were like, okay. And that was it. But
It's the
yeah.
most Jeff response you can get to that question.
Uh, I was really scared of Jeff when we first met. I thought he was like a super cool guy. I also thought he was like way older than he was. So when I heard he was like 13, I died a little inside.
Intimidated by a middle schooler.
To be fair, his voice was exactly the same back then as it was now. So like,
No, it wasn't.
it so was.
I kind of believe Jeff here because my history before this team is like I've been on a bunch of teams, but like one of the ones people don't know that I'm from is Bet. And when I was on Bet, I was like 19 and they were all like literal like 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds. I think the oldest one was 15 at the time. And I remember there was maybe a few weeks since I had last spoken to one, and he joined the VC, and I was like, who just joined? I don't recognize this person's voice at all. And it was literally Simo, who had just like gone through flash puberty or something like that. Like, sorry to put you on blast, Simo, but that was freaking hilarious. I can't. But I think if you're like talking to somebody every day, you wouldn't even notice.
I didn't realize you were on Bet. I knew like a few girl teams, but I didn't realize you were on that one too.
Yeah, that was back in 2018, within my first year or so of comp. This was still, I mean, they were still a good team, but they weren't like god levels like they are now, where they're easy like Div 1 or Div X when they play. But a lot of the roster is still around, and I still keep in touch with most of them to this day. Simo just messaged me the other day asking if I was going to Riptide, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see my not so 12-year-old teammates again soon.
You want to
They
keep
grow up
the
so
ball
fast.
rolling on where you went after that in 2018?
Oh geez, where did I go? There was a bunch of teams. I was on another team called No Name, another group called Tekadon that had Pico from Metro Inc. on it. Then there was a couple teams. I joined one called Aegis that had like Tent Turtle and Spoon. Migster as well, the Dynamo player who's still around, sort of. And after that, Spoon and I broke off and made Stratus. And once we all kind of realized that our schedules didn't line up with Stratus anymore and we were just kind of going other paths in life, Spoon kind of landed me a tryout for a Salt and Pepper, and the rest is history.
Her story,
Girl boss.
right? For me, it's a little less interesting. I played Splatoon 1 with my IRL friends, and we competed for a few months or so. And I did not jump into Splatoon 2 immediately. I think I want to say I got the game like a year or two into its lifespan, and I joined a team called Fiction, with a bunch of great members. We played for I want to say about a year, and then we disbanded just due to different avenues. Everyone wasn't gonna keep playing, but I wanted to keep playing. So, in one of Dan's streams, he was the captain at the time of A2P. I was like, "Yo, we should." Or he's like, "Can you play with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll play." And then we played a couple sessions, and I guess it worked out. And yeah, now I kind of took over now, because he took a backseat after like a year. But I'm grateful for everything up until now. Yeah,
I'm no longer grateful, personally.
I understand.
This is all I have, bro.
So, we've really talked about the game and the game's meta quite a bit. What are our relations to each other? How do we operate outside of Splatoon? What do we do when we're not playing Splatoon? What's that dynamic look in everyone's perspective, I suppose?
I
Soren,
don't know.
want to
To
start?
me,
Or okay, Nee.
Me go for it.
Yeah, I can start. I like to me, it's just very like I don't know, like you guys like unironically, you guys are my best friends. Like I've always been like I don't want to play on a team that isn't like also a friend group. So like that's kind of what's kept me here a lot. Like I don't really know the ins and outs of our dynamics. Well, like I don't know how to explain them very well at least. But like to me at least, like I guess I'm just kind of, I'm very much the unemployed friend. Like I'm just kind of around and can do whatever. Um which like I mean it comes with its own problems, but like I'm glad I can like be around and just like be involved in stuff like whenever something's going on. Um I also like to think I'm pretty okay with like just generally supporting people and encouraging them like as a friend. Um, I'm always just kind of down to clown or like down to do whatever, really. But that's kind of my perspective, at least. It's not super profound, but it is what it is.
Soren, what about you?
Uh, I don't know if it's the right word, but I guess the idea guy. Like I'm like always like bringing up stuff we could do, whether it be like other games or ideas to the board of what we can do as a team. Because we do have a lot of, I wouldn't say arcs, but there's just spaces of time where we're doing something and then we take a break because life happens and then we're back together again. And I think that speaks volumes of like our camaraderie. I don't know if that's the word, but like, even if like we have stuff that like takes us out for a while, we always come back. And this time I feel like it's better. This lap around, because we haven't played in a while. For those who don't like keep track, but I'm always like I'm not in the same vein as Nee, but I'll always be here for everyone, and I think everyone would do the same for me.
Yeah.
Any comments from Jeff?
Uh, Another one that doesn't really say much, as you know.
Okay.
I mean, speaking of arcs, I just got off an arc where I hadn't played the game for 7 months because, I mean, at the start of the year, we kind of things kind of split apart for a while. I was busy with work and school and stuff. I mean, like, I don't know, I've played this game for so long, but like, I'm in university now. I have like a year left, maybe. And I'm working in the software industry, so like like school and career like kind of takes priority over playing games. Like I don't really play the game much at all except for scrimming. Like outside of scrims, I don't play solo. I don't play open. I don't really play X rank. Um, or even fest for the most part. Yeah, I don't know. I still drop by once in a while, just into like voice chats or whatever, just to say hi. But I mean, at least recently I've been super busy with life stuff. So yeah,
So you're here for the
Well,
vibes.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this guy with his packed schedule.
It
Um,
is yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're here very consistently, and it feels like you're always there to swoop in when we need you. So it's always good. It's
I'm
nice
always
having
watching.
like
I might
I'm
not be saying
always
anything, but
watching.
I'm always watching.
Yeah, and I think that does kind of speak back to like what Soren was saying, where we kind of just always have each other's backs, and no matter what happens on this team, like we've definitely had our fair share of screaming matches and all that, but like at the end of the day, we're still here, and you know, I hope to continue that, maybe without the screaming or anything like that, or any arguments, but it's bound to happen in any kind of social setting. For me, I don't really know. I kind of exist. Maybe I'm the one promoting the team on a social level because I feel like I've been really pushing for it, and Soren as well. Honestly, everyone except for maybe Jeff. He's not a social media guy, but uh, you know, I'm the one who's out there a lot and making those connections. So I don't know what I bring to the team. Honestly, I'm kind of just a guy as well, to some degree. I feel like Soren and E contribute so much, and I'm just. Oh yeah, it's Cyren. We know Cyren. Oh, what team is she on? Okay, great, cool. A2P, nice. But you kind of have to like remember the impact that the team itself um has on others, because I sometimes feel like we're kind of isolated in a bubble, but then there's other times where people come up to us at events and they're like, "You're from A2P. I love that team." And it makes you go like, "Whoa, like I'm seen now."
We had that.
Sometimes I forget people know us or know who I am. I just kind of assume no one knows who I am unless
I
otherwise
can,
stated.
I completely. I don't. I would like. I used to have like a Twitter account, but I since deleted it. I've deleted it like 4 years ago at this point. So like since then, I just have zero clue like what happens when it comes to like the wider community. If it's not like something that's well, like of course like you guys and like our other friends are on social media, so like they'll post it on Discord occasionally. But like I'm completely oblivious to whatever's happening, and well, honestly, it's a great thing on it. It's a great thing.
I agree,
But
list,
it
bro.
it also means I have no presence, which well is mostly a good thing, but it can kind
It's
of be a
fine,
bad
bro.
thing too sometimes. Well, it's fine.
It's fine, bro. We got you, bro. I mean, you can always peer over my shoulder and look at my phone screen.
Yep.
And rage bait the masses.
I'm gonna tweet on your Blue Sky account.
I'll allow
Also,
you to have one tweet.
I just want to say real quick. I feel like, cause you mentioned you don't really know what you do for the team side or like the group, but like I feel like you tend to bring the energy. Like I feel
Mm.
like that's like what I associate you with the most is just like you kind of just brighten up the room a little bit with your energy, which I mean we all need because me, Jeff, and Soren tend to be pretty like just kind of tired mode, especially me.
Yeah, I'm like an extrovert with a really low health bar. I I get really burnt
Glass
out
cannon.
at the end of the LAN. I get really angry if people talk to me, but like during the LAN, I'm very happy.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of like that too. As soon as I get home from a LAN, I'm passed out for the next like 2 days.
Wow. I think we've basically introduced ourselves pretty in depth at this point, no?
I think I know you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, meh.
Perhaps.
There's vibes. There's vibes.
I don't even know what your favorite color is, bro. Cause I don't know like what you see.
It's like, wait, Soren or Jeff?
Soren.
Ah, okay.
I'll narrow it down to two, which is blue and red, because they don't look like each other.
Oh.
Both are fine. I don't have a pref.
Okay. That makes me feel better because that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it in case I was wrong.
Bro loves America.
You could call it that, I guess.
I got a proud patriot at the desk.
Aw, no way. I wonder how many teams are split 50-50 between countries like we are.
I feel like a fair amount of North American teams, even European teams, you'll see a lot of like half German, half French teams or something of that
Yeah.
sort. And a lot of them they just call out in English anyway, so it just becomes like a universal call out language. Um,
Yeah.
I
Either
mean,
to appeal to the NA masses or to communicate quicker and universally.
I mean, English is the universal language, like, period.
I guess so.
But
But it's not the most known language in the world, isn't it? I feel like there's
no,
a
it
language
definitely is.
spoken by more.
No, it's English.
I want to fact check you, but I also don't want my giant mechanical keyboard to start clacking on here.
Maybe not like native language, but like in terms of people
Oh,
who
okay.
are speakers of English, it's the most spoken language in the world.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm looking it up on
The
my
most
phone
spoken
in the
language in the
meantime.
world is Mandarin Chinese.
Yeah, that's what I remember learning a while ago. Where like
Pretty sure that's
it's
for
like
only native speakers.
Oh, for only
yeah,
native
like for native
speakers.
speakers, it's like Mandarin, but for, like a language known total.
Get ready to
It's
learn Chinese,
English.
buddy.
Literally moving to Vancouver right now.
Yeah, Vancouver should just be part of China at this point.
Now we're getting racist on the podcast.
I will now segue to
Awesome.
countries and traveling. Oh wow. Um, so earlier we mentioned that yes, A2P will be at Riptide 2025. We've been to a
2075?
2025. That's what I
Oh.
said. Um, God, I hope not for 75.
Why? You don't want to be there in 50 years?
Um, but we've attended our fair share of Riptides and our non-Riptides. Um, any particular tournament or moment or land like anything you guys recall as your favorite thing, or
Uh,
you can go left to right for this or right
you
to
guys,
left?
if you got something.
I this is maybe the toxic demon in me, but anytime we have like a good pop off against our opposing team is like very solidified into my memory. I really like the Triggerfish Zone set that we had at the last Riptide we played together, which was 2023. Other than that, it's hard for me to remember. Genesis was all right. I liked when we played against Chase's team. I'm sorry I forget their name. That was pretty entertaining. And I also really liked playing against Genie's team because we all emoted on them on stage. But Genie kind of walked into that one.
For me, um, some of the things that stand out to me, well, even though you were TOing, we did play as ATP at Low Tide 22, and I think that's the one where I screamed the most at people. um, and that was like my certified like maybe I gotta chill out. um, like sets versus it was a team called Forest Fire, and then two of the sets that were on stream versus Persistence and the like Surskit Radish Bada group. There's a lot of the VODs where I hear myself yelling at my lungs out. Um,
That's actually so funny because that's the event we got in beef with Magic over because he yelled and popped off at you guys and you got mad.
that's
We're
true.
a bunch of hypocrites.
Exactly. Another 23 was a good year just because I felt like we played really strong. Um, 2021 was like the probably that match versus ITAP is probably the closest I've had having a heart attack. Of like, oh my god, I'm about to be so embarrassed and lose, but you don't give up until the end, and I mean, hey, we won.
Magic said to go easy on them, so
Yeah,
you know we had to put on a show, right?
right. Those are the standouts to me.
Uh,
Like every
honestly, like
Riptide.
you guys kind of. Oh yeah. Like you guys kind of took all the ones I was thinking of already. So I think instead of like repeating it, I'm just gonna say that like in general, lands make me like really, I don't know, just really happy because like I'm like I'm a recovering agoraphobic person. Um, so like just the idea of like sitting down and playing something like for keeps with like a bunch of people watching is like the scariest thing ever to me. But like I can still like play the game and focus and like have really good like experiences and like just I don't know, just the whole atmosphere of a LAN is so like friendly and like soothing, even though it's like draining socially. So I don't know. I think rather than like specific moments, I just really appreciate like getting to go to a LAN and do something I love like with my friends. I don't know. It's just something that like if you asked me if I could do that like 10 years ago, I would have told you that you were crazy, but like now I get to like have this time like at least once a year where I can like see my friends and pop off and like do my best at something, and it's like just huge character growth for me, and I really appreciate like having the opportunity to do that. Like even during like the sets that were kind of rough, like I don't know. It just means a lot to me in general.
Yeah, man.
It's like Jeff.
I think I don't think I've ever been to like a LAN without like any highlights. I think it's always like a kind of hype moment. I mean, there's always good sets. Um, like what was it? Uh, oh, and I played with which one was it again?
What was it with us or was it with Stan Miku?
Oh, I was thinking of Stamika, sorry, but that was a. I mean, that's still like
Technically half A2P
the
already.
sets how that was with you.
Yeah.
There's a good set against like Cherry Limeade, I guess. Um, or
We
well,
played against Cherry
no, it was Lily's team, not Cherry Limeade. But
Oh yes, yes, yes. Frog with a
but it
big
was like
dumpy.
it was like sort of Cherry Limeade.
I think it was just Lily, and then there was my Pookie and Rissa, and who was the
Okay.
fourth?
Vert.
Oh right, it was Cheyenne.
Oh, it was
Vert.
I
Splatford.
completely
Splatford.
forgot. Okay, never mind. That's not Cherry Limeade at all. Memory is bad.
Anything to drag the name. Like, I understand.
Anyway, that was a good set, and there's, I mean, obviously Triggerfish Zones. Um, yeah. I mean, every LAN has like the highest highs and like the lowest lows. Um,
Oh yeah.
There's just so much emotional weight to it either way.
Will they
the
lose a game
it's
5 this year? I
it's a
hope
roller
not.
Hopefully
coaster.
not.
Will we lose Rainmaker in overtime this year again?
Will we
Probably.
disconnect on the stage in a Clam Blitz game on Umami? Hopefully not. And then have to replay it from start and do much worse the second time around. Hopefully not.
Truly
Man.
unlucky.
Very. And that stage setup was wonk too, but
Ah,
I
bro.
think overall we've been talking a lot about like the competitive moments of lands, but really like more of my highlights come from everything that happens outside of the game. I just love spending time with the homies, going out, getting food, driving them around. I don't know, driving in a car with people you know from online is a really weird experience. I don't know what about it makes it weird, but it's like this is something I do to get to work every day, and now I'm driving you around in a car that doesn't belong to me. It just feels
Are
very weird.
we hitting up
Get
the
ready to drive me
McDonald's at 3
around.
a.m. again?
I hope so. Honestly, I want to go to the Canes and I want to park in the Panda Express parking lot so that Lyle yells at me again.
I mean, you already know JFX can go to Canes. It's not a Riptide unless you go to Canes.
Honestly, that's part of the like the motivator for me to go is that I get to go to Canes.
We're hitting the gym every morning.
Yeah, I mean we'll find 9 there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll show us his tricks.
I'm excited to ride with someone else this year because I don't have the Dan Mobile anymore.
Nards.
Is it not just the dad mobile though?
Actually, Lyle agreed to pick me up and drop me off
A new
because I'm not like
revelation.
too far out of the way.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Sorry you guys don't get to meet my dad this year.
Darn
Bummer.
it. On that topic, have your parents met anyone in the community? Because my mom has met a couple people.
My dad met JPEG.
That's
That's about
awesome.
it.
How did that happen?
He picked me up one year. I don't remember why. I think Dan had like work or something, so he had to like go home earlier than like I wanted to or something like that. But he picked me up. I think like 2 years ago, maybe 3.
Hmm.
And JPEG was the only one left at that point. Everyone left earlier to get to their flights.
My mom has virtually met Kraken Mare. She used to call him Pork Chop, like as a endearing nickname. I think that's just
Oh,
her calling him fat, but yeah, she
oh,
called him Pork Chop.
oh
Uh,
no.
and she's met she met a former member of License to Krill, Smiley. And I think she's also spoken to Marin before.
Oh, your mom's got friends in all the right places.
Well, I mean, she's such an icon in the community that uh, you kind of have to,
I'm
right?
a gamer.
I'm a gamer.
Yeah, you are a gamer.
Fucking gamer. I'm assuming no one has met Jeff's parents.
Probably not. No.
Probably not
I
Soren's
just
parents.
remember the
Okay.
text from his dad that we made an emote for some reason.
It was like when I was like, it was like my first year in university, so I was not very independent. I didn't have my own income yet, so I was just like, or no, I did have my own income. Wait, did I? No, I didn't have income, but I had money, sort of. And I was gonna go to Riptide for the first time. I read like this long ass explanation, and then his answer was just like, okay.
You really take after your parents, don't you?
Very.
Maybe.
Okay.
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 I guess I will impromptu segue to another topic about competitive Splatoon. I know, I'm sorry. Um, so the I'm a gamer meme comes from one of our sets of Ludi. We played a few of those.
Oh, we're not talking. Okay, are we talking about Ludi?
Yeah.
I I feel like Ludi is either the most traumatic or the most exciting experience that our team has gone through, and it's never just like, oh, it's just another Ludi season. It's never like that. It's always
Fucking hate
some.
Ludi.
I love it. I love how dramatic and stupid Ludi is and how it gets for us. And I like when Soren nerds out and he starts doing the Charlie meme where he does like the graphs and all the freaking arrows pointing everywhere. And he's like, well, if we do this, we can play this, and this is how they play, and we can prepare like this, and we're gonna get this team to role play as them and play as their weapons so we can get practice.
I did do all of that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the brainstorming that happens with the Ludi that I really appreciate. Mostly from Soren's end, but I'm sure we all had at least one good idea at some point. Uh, yeah, I
On
don't
occasion.
know. Our Ludis are never just Ludis. There's always some shit going on, whether it's good or bad.
I remember.
Anyone?
Sorry, unrelated. I remember. It was like a week or two. This is from the most recent season that we played in. I think it was season 12. Um, uh, we had already beat Cherry Limeade and Bad, and um, I get a message from Gregory, at like 8 a.m. in the morning on my way to work, and he tells me, "Soren, you killed Santa Claus." And I was like, "What does that mean?" And then I look, and then I see the flash flood of all the tweets about Cherry Limeade disbanding, and I was like, "This is so unserious." Um,
Wasn't bad disband shortly after too.
yeah, and then he said I came around for New Year's too, and I was like, Greg, it reminds me that like there's people who like are friends who like care, and that's when all at least for me, my friends like tend to show up for the Ludi stuff a lot because they're so invested in us because we're like the remaining legs of like their competing days, which
Yeah.
makes that's like another like thing for me is that's why I want to keep going sometimes because
Yeah. Oh god.
there's just a lot of support for me from those people.
Yeah. That just reminded me. Like I think like my most vivid memory of like Ludi was uh the cherry limeade set. Just because like um coming off of the heels of Riptide, like the most recent Riptide at that point, I like felt so crushed about like our set against them just because like I was so like overstimulated and overwhelmed at the time that like coming back and winning that set during Ludi like made me feel like I like redeemed myself in a way. So like I don't know, that whole set was just so hype and so tense. It felt like top 10 anime moments to me. That's like the first thing I think of when I think of Ludi.
I'm glad it's that and no longer the game on Wahoo.
Oh
Oh
come on.
man.
That set is
Not
like the
the
most iconic
Wahoo.
though. We win a set. We have maybe a little bit of a grudge on our opponents. Jeff's Switch runs out of batteries mid set, and two beloved memes spawn out of it, including the I'm a fucking gamer meme and the lovely boy love Soren mode. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's probably like the second thing I think of is that one. And then the third thing I think of was this was before you guys were on the team, I think. It was one of our earlier Ludi seasons. I don't even remember who the other team was. I don't think they were like a big team or anything because this was like Div 4, Div 5 maybe, somewhere around there. Um, but we showed up on time to the set. They showed up on time to the set. Um, and then we could not get into a game because like they would DC like on the start screen every single time. And we kept trying and troubleshooting it. We got like Ludi staff involved too, to troubleshoot it, and it was determined that it was the other team's fault that the DCs were happening. Um,
Oh my
and
fucking
at that
god.
point, like,
Alma.
yeah, yeah, you remember this, right? Uh, at that point, like, it was like, it must have been almost 2 hours since we were supposed to start the set, of just like troubleshooting and trying to figure out what was happening. And at that point, like, people had to go to bed, like, people had work or like work or school in the morning. Like we had to go. So we were trying to reschedule that because again, it's been 2 hours and we still haven't played a single game. And the other team was giving us such a hard time about it. They were like, "This should count as forfeiting. Like, we can't reschedule to any other day. Like, it has to be now." And that whole it was just such a thing. Like that's what I think of when I think of like bad looting. Oh my god, it was so infuriating. Just like 2 hours of just like arguing this team because they can't stay in a match.
I personally, outside of Splatoon, I love watching trashy reality shows, and sometimes I fulfill that urge by reading help desks, and I will rank Ludi help desk like easily S tier in drama and like entertainment to watch by far. I'm so sorry. I know this is at the expense of the TOs and everyone who works very hard on that tournament, but it is so infinitely entertaining to have the same questions get asked every day and people start beefing with each other like literally in every single thread and just complaining and calling everyone stinky poo poo heads. Like it's amazing.
I guess
I don't know, Ludi gets heated.
if I think about the other side of the coin of bad Ludi,
Sorry, go.
um, man, like everyone's always like stream your sets or like show your perspective of games so we like could see it all. But I'm like, all I get is like the idiots who flood into my chat every time after a win,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why do like they just want to come and be dumb, and it happens every season, I swear.
I'm gonna start casting spells in your Twitch chat.
Not even
Mongolian throat singing in there.
this wasn't an ATP season, but last season I played with Fusion, Clover, and Woomph on Dreamy Wave, and there's a set that the other team, one of their guys just didn't show up for 15 minutes, and Ludi Tios were like, "You take 3 games," um, and then as soon as we win the game 5, which is like the second game we won, um, this guy comes running at me, telling me I'm a wuss and all that, and I'm like, it was funny because all my chatters were also like ganging up on him. They're like, "Why are you yelling at him? Yell at your teammate, bro! Like your teammate is 50 minutes late. What do you mean?" And it's like, God, Lady spawns weirdos, I swear.
I liked the one season where Lyle started playing the game again, and we were like flooding the Ludi Tonight chat with like, "Let's go, Lyle! Go, go, go!" And we were like just like absolutely like glazing Lyle, and someone like BM'd us in chat and they called us Div 1 Glazers.
I forgot about that one actually.
That one's truly classic, and all for what? For cheering on our dear friend Lyle.
Oh, pardon me for having friends I care about. Like...
Our aura was too strong for them.
I'm afraid so.
Anything else we want to get through in the next 5 minutes of this the pod? Do we want to very candidly, do we want to re-record intros? Because I think we were a little clunky at the beginning.
I think the clunkiness kind of adds to the genuineness of it, to be honest.
Okay. All right. I mean, works for me. It'll be smoother when we record again later for other entries, I suppose. And we can just leave in the slop.
Like I'll re-record if you want to, but I'm just like down for whatever, really.
There's not that much more I think we really have that much time to talk about, unless we want to talk about like the MomoCon side quest, which is mostly just me and Soren, really.
Go for it if you want to.
I don't know, man. You were the one playing there. I just
me?
you know.
I'll
I gave bro a bed.
For me, it was a LAN I won. Nowadays I try to separate. I don't know. It's one of those. It's like I'm happy I won. I can't live in that moment though because I gotta keep going. Right. There's more stuff to go to and try to win. I don't know. I'm glad I went there outside of winning just because I got to hang out with Cyren and then I got to be friends with people that I never thought I would ever like get to talk to just because I'm just shy, I guess. The event itself was fun. I had a lot of fun. I never thought I would ever go to one of those things, like a con like that, to that scale, even then, because it was like just craziness. Um, and it's like one of those that's like I the gratefulness will never I'll never be able to put it into words. Um,
Oh.
from the simple act of like you letting me crash, and then there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I fell asleep for like almost like 13 hours one day.
Yeah, I remember the Soren habitat where they like Rissa and Nox like got ready and they left the room and they were like, "Well, Soren's still sleeping. Do we turn off the TV or like close the blinds or something?" Or and they were like, "No, no, no. Let's let's leave everything on because what if we disrupt it and then it like throws off Soren's sleeping vibe and he just like wakes up because now the TV's off." He just woke up to reruns of The Office and uh, being totally alone in there.
One
Lots
thing,
of things to remember.
one thing I remember was um the three guys I went in with, Splatbird, Dave Fernape, and Bronze. Um, uh, getting invited to that to play with them was like good because I was such a last minute inclusion for like everything, like the trip itself, the team, um, where I was gonna sleep, um, and it's just I don't know. I keep doing laps around about like I'm glad everything was like how it was because I just have very kind people in my circle. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting for sure. When I feel like A2P has its own kind of vibe, so pulling any given person out of that into my world sometimes is very interesting for me. So I love my team, but it is also exciting to see people out in the wild, which I have done with Jeff a couple times, even as recently as literally this most recent weekend. But
Yeah,
uh,
literally like 4 days ago.
I still remember like the weekend I was like, I can just go to Montreal and just meet Jeff in person, and it was definitely like a little awkward, because like I think this is still the case, and I don't think you're gonna disagree, but like I'm probably the least close to you out of everyone on the team, which doesn't say that much because like I'm very close with the others. But it was like, what do I do with this guy? We just went to the biodome. We're like, look, animals.
Look,
Suspicious
wow,
looking
penguins.
device used to treat birds. That beak thing. Wow.
Yeah,
We should probably wrap up.
I think with that, that'll be it for the first iteration of the A2 podcast. Um, any final remarks does anyone have, or you have something funny you could say?
Uh,
Uh, no, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
GG's.
okay.
GG's. Um, all the links to socials will be in the description. Um, so we won't plug anything. So check those out, and we'll see you on the next one. I can't say a date, but um,
Soon,
fine
yeah.
soon. Yes, soon. TM. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.